Hey, what is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the channel. In today's video, we are going over the top 5 most popular penny stocks that are under 1 cent in the OTC market right now. Now, this is a series that I had on my channel for a very long time before this account was hacked, and now that we are back on this channel full time, and now that we are back in the groove, the market's starting to look pretty good. We're starting to get some new and interesting stocks come around. I figured this would be a great time to bring back this series. Now, this overall method in which I find some of these stocks is very simple, but it's very effective. I've found some of my favorite penny stocks from this method, such as INCT and such as some of those other ones that we have seen some big gains on. So with that information, with all that being said, I really felt like it'd be a great time to bring this back, and I hope you guys are very excited about it. Now, with that being said, if you guys are excited about today's video, you can let me know by smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel if you are new. Also, as you can see here, as I have been very busy on the Patreon recently, I give them everything from trade alerts, from my video schedules to my daily newsletter where I go over all the events in the stock market, what I've been doing, trades I'm making. They get early access to videos. They will get notes to videos. Everything like that is all included in the Patreon. So if that's something you'd be interested in, definitely go down to the link in the description. It'll bring you over there, and that's where I'm fully transparent with everything I do as not only a trader, but as a YouTuber as well. Also, if you are looking to expand out into a new brokerage or start your own investment journey, I 100% recommend using Webull. If you use the referral link down in the description below, whenever you sign up and only deposit $100, finish those 2 easy steps and you will get 2 free stocks valued all the way up to $1,850. But all that being said, let's go ahead, let's jump straight into the video and let's check out some of these stocks. So the overall method in which I use is, again, very simple but very effective. What I do is I go to otcmarkets.com and I go to the share volume section. Now, what this typically does is it provides me a good look at some stocks that can be some good short-term trades. I typically won't get too involved with some of these long-term. The only one that's really made it out of the short-term trade, area is INCT. But for the most part, it's because the majority of these have a lot of outstanding shares and they're trading a lot. And typically, that's not the best look for a long-term investment. But what that does mean is that we will see a lot of volume here. It's easy to get in. It's easy to get out. Typically, their prices are just like these are very cheap. Less than a cent on the majority of these, and it is a very fantastic way, in my personal opinion, to find some of these great short-term trades. I have found some like DRNK, HCMC, etc., and we have gotten gains of over 100 to 400% through this method. So what we will be doing is just taking a quick look, going over them. Let's see what all we have in this list. I'm going to do a little bit of DD for you just to summarize some of these stocks, and let's see what all we can find. So first up, we have GARB, or Garb Oil and Power Corp. Now, this is actually a company that I have talked about on this channel before, and they actually have some very interesting products. Now, what they are going to do is they're going to focus on the utilization of both next generation machines and new technologies to vertically integrate into waste refinement, recycling, and energy industries. In addition to selling new tires, shredders, and related recycling equipment, the company's emphasis for its own plants to produce profitable and new green solutions for waste to energy, including the potential use of alternate energy sources, new equipment technologies that improve energy usage, efficiency, and utilizing recycled material in producing both useful and desirable products, including things such as recycled rubber, which will produce retread tires and such alternate energy sources. So basically, in a sense, this company is focusing on waste to energy. We have seen this overall industry growing substantially over the last couple months, or last couple of years, realistically. A lot of people are starting to get into it as Joe Biden has taken office and there has been this big movement to clean energy. I think that companies like this one are going to benefit a lot from the overall, just the trends and the patterns that we are seeing in society at the moment. Waste to energy is something that's growing substantially. We've seen many companies such as, SNPW or Sun Pacific Holding Corp. They're focused on a meta recycling facility that's gaining a lot of traction up in Rhode Island. And so companies like this one are definitely going to benefit from that. I'm excited to see the future of this one, as this could be a very interesting stock to check out. Now, as we can see here, their stock has not been performing all too bad. They've been going kind of in, out, but it seems like they're really starting to gain traction, especially within the last few days. And just in the last 2 days alone, they're up over 100%. So this is definitely one to check out, definitely one to keep an eye on, as their overall stock price is at about 0.0006. So again, this is one that you can get really in, really out fast. The share volume is absolutely through the roof. If we do go back out and we see it, their share volume is at about 2.4 billion. And so I wouldn't be surprised to maybe see this thing, maybe, who knows, maybe catch some more, a few percentage gains. This is a great way to find some of these stocks right as they are booming and pick them up on the way up. Now, personally, I won't be getting in on this one simply for the fact that I have a lot of trades going on at the moment, but this is another one to check out, so definitely do some research. Next up, we have CZNI. Now, this one's stock price is sitting at about 0.00199. It's going through about a 32% day today, which is fantastic. The dollar volume is about 1,508,000 through 750,000 share volume through around 1,000 trades. So this is one that's definitely picking up a lot of traction, as we can tell by the super low stock price going up dozens of percentages in a single day alone. So let's go ahead, let's see what they're all about and what is this company focused on. Well, Cruzani Inc. is a franchise development company that develops and acquires franchise concepts and other related businesses throughout the US as well as international markets. Their management team selects concepts with huge growth potential. We bring fresh, innovative brands to our consumers that have great potential. All of our brands are unique in nature as we focus on niche markets that are still in need of developing. Well, of course, that is also going to be a very interesting one there. I think it's a little bit more broad in a sense, but at the end of the day, I have done a little bit of research on this company prior to this video because I was actually curious about what they were about. And I think a lot of the hype that is going on at the moment isn't necessarily because there is news yet, but there's anticipation of some PR coming soon. So that's something I will do every now and then. Maybe if I have a little extra couple dollars that I just want to play around with, I might throw it in there in anticipation of some PR. And as that press does get released, as people do start to get a little bit more excited or take notice of this company, we could see it start to grow. A good example of something like that was DRNK. DRNK was a company in which I had made a call on a long time ago. I mean, it had to be about 2 or 3 months now, and they had a lot of anticipation for press that was coming out. Well, I took notice of them off of this because I noticed their share volume was starting to grow. I'm like, okay, let's keep an eye on it. Let's see what it does. Go to their Twitter, I go check them out, and next thing you know, it's saying like tomorrow we're expecting some PR. I'm like, you know what? Let's throw maybe a couple $100 in just to see what happens. Well, I notified my Patreon. I'm like, hey, I'm doing this, really risky, but if you want to YOLO it, right? I'm never going to tell anyone what they're going to do. Not a financial advisor. So I went ahead, I put a few $100 in. Well, next thing you know, PR comes out, it gains a little popularity. It's up about 155% in 24 hours. Me and my Patreon members, we get out of that thing and it crashes back down. That's the capabilities of this method of just finding some of these ones trading with high share volume and low stock prices, as they are very, very risky. But if you're playing around with money that you're not afraid to lose, they could lead to some great rewards. So overall, this is definitely another one to check out. I'm interested in it. I think that if we do go ahead, let's go ahead and let's just check out the stock it has been doing. Let's do a little due diligence. Well, it does seem like it started the day very well. Since the start of the day is down about 20%, but it's still up 26% from the, where it ended yesterday. So this is definitely showing signs of that initial growth right there. I mean, it's up about 58% over the course of the last few days, having been up over 100% in only about 24 to 48 hours. Definitely tells me that at a low stock price, maybe if there is some press that does come out, that this one could be one to capitalize and maybe get in, pick up some extra gains, get out. That's typically my pattern, and this one may be one that I do that with. So if you do want to know what trades I may make on this one, definitely go over to the Patreon. Next up, let's go ahead. Let's see what's next. What else do we have trading in high share volume today? Well, of course, look, they just are switching right now. HCMC is picking up steam. HCMC is a company, of course, that we all know. I've talked about on this channel at least 25 to 30 times now, so I'm not going to go ahead and do a company profile of them. So next up on the list, we have EEENF. Now their stock price is currently sitting at right around 5 cents. Their percent change is at about -21, so they're not having the best day, but I'm assuming they did see a bit of growth recently if they are still maintaining. Their dollar volume is at about 34 million, and their share volume is about 605 million. Now this is sitting at through about 18,000 trades, so a lot of shares are trading hands right now. So whenever it does come to this company, what all is going on, let's check out their company profile and let's see what they're talking about. So whenever it does come to this company, they are an energy company known as 88 Energy Ltd. They are based out of Australia, and the company's goal is to build a successful exploration and production company that delivers material benefits to its shareholders and contributes to the development of regions in which it works. So basically, this is just going to be your typical energy company. So I did do a little bit of digging just to kind of see why this stock price was moving a good bit. I actually will say that their stock is moving quite well, and it says here that the 88 Energy share price has soared again today on news concerning the acquisition of the UMIAT. I don't know how to say that. I'm not going to try to because it's going to sound weird. I already know it. It says that the business declared that the final condition related to the transaction first announced in January had now been completed. So that could be great for the company. Who knows where it goes from here? One thing that we can tell from their overall profile is that they haven't released too much information. They are pink current information status, so hopefully we do get a little bit more info from them soon. Maybe if they establish themselves a bit of a stronger presence on their overall internet, just kind of having a good website and kind of announcing what exactly they do, this could definitely be one to keep an eye on. If this acquisition does go well, that press is going to be, that's going to be big, of course, for the company. It seems like they are moving well off of press, and so with all that information, who knows, this could be a great short to midterm trade. I mean, if we do take a look here, in the last 5 days, they're up about 109%. In the last month, they're up, let's go all the way back here. They're up about 180%. Last 6 months, they're up all the way about 600%. So at the end of the day, this could be a fantastic one to keep an eye on. They did see some growth. They're starting to slow down a bit here, and as we do typically see with these penny stocks, we see a big growth pattern, then it slows down. And then who knows, maybe if they do have some great press come out, we could see this continue. So definitely keep an eye on this one, and this may be one that returns to my channel very, very soon. Next up, we're going to go over one more just to kind of see what all is going on in the market right now. And we are going to take a look at, I went over MMEX already, so let's go over INCT. Now INCT is at about 0.0022 with about 15% change on the day, is not too bad, at about $994,000 in dollar volume and about 452 million in share volume. So what we're going to do, we're going to jump over to their company profile and let's see what all they have going on. Now this is a company that was formerly known as TBC Global News Network. They're a media holding company which works with clients to develop, operate, and market online cloud television networks and other entertainment projects. The company participates in various fields of online business models by providing executive-level managerial assistance as well as arranging for clients' online presence through social media. Now, this is one reason why I do really love this method of finding stocks, simply for the fact that this is just interesting. We have to consider that the business in which they are in is one that is going to realistically continue to grow. Social media presence is something that is becoming so important today. I mean, we're seeing every single company. Let's talk about Twitter alone. Every big company, every publicly traded company, if they don't have a strong social media presence, are at a severe disadvantage. So with that being said, just whenever we do consider the fact that they would be at a disadvantage, it is fun to use this method to find out information and find stocks that are just, involved in some of these different fields. Because realistically with this one, we have to think like if they are able to capitalize on the fact that people would be at a disadvantage without a social media presence, and they were able to actually provide some high level assistance to these companies, we could see them become a successful company. Now, realistically, this is a company is labeled as pink no information. We don't know too much about them. Realistically, there's not all that much information available for them. So I personally wouldn't start a position unless I had a strong reasoning as to why I believe their stock price would move. And with the lacking of information, that's kind of hard to make those judgments based off anything but just technical analysis. So that being said, this is one that I would probably avoid, but at the end of the day, I love this method because I get to learn about these companies. I get to see what new companies there are, what different things people are getting excited about, and what the future of the stock market is, because many of these stocks will eventually, hopefully, make their way up, and who knows, maybe 1 out of every 10 or maybe 1 out of every 20 could start to work their way up and actually become a high level stock. You never really know. It's the name of the game, and it's really fun to try to find some of them, find some of those hidden gems, and this is by far my favorite method to do so. With that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. I know it was a lot more laid back. It wasn't super analytical. It wasn't super anything like that. It was kind of just more me hanging out with y'all, checking out some stocks, seeing what all was interesting, and seeing what I liked. Now, if you guys did enjoy today's video, you can let me know by smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel if you are new. With that being said, I do post on this channel 2 to 3 times every single day, and I can't wait to see you all in the next video. Peace.